Welcome into the first episode of 2023, the Bet On Me podcast. I'm your host, Daniel Perkins, a little sports talk show. We talk about sports, random things going on in the world, just, whatever else. We're going to go ahead and talk about the Georgia Bulldogs putting that hurting on TCU in the national championship game, 65-7. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm not one of those people that said TCU didn't deserve to be in the Final Four, because I think they did. Even though they lost their last two games to get there, or they lost their last game. Well, they lost their last two games. That's what I'm trying to say. They lost the championship game to get there, and they still got put in with that loss being the only loss they had, and it being a close one. I'm, I don't know. I can't say. I think if Alabama would have ended up playing, I still don't think Alabama would have stood a chance against them. I think maybe they could have put up 17, maybe 20 points against Georgia, against Georgia, and maybe gave the other side a little something to cheer about. But 15-0, what can you do? And it's TCU coming from the Big 12, and I think that's all it is. Those extra two games that they played toward the end of the year there, because they play more games now, just didn't work out for them. And TCU Big 12, it is what it is. Toward the end there, I think they just kind of lost gas. Duggan, he played his fucking heart out in that championship Big 12 championship game, and then in the national championship game, it almost seemed like he had nothing left really. But if you want to look at schedule, and you want to say Georgia, ain't shit and they didn't play anybody, let's go ahead and take a look here. And if you wanna like be very utmost and honest and unbiased about the SEC this year, the SEC I think was really good this year. I think you had some they played a cut like 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they played a couple ranked teams, and they were 8-0 in their division, I think. Yeah. Yeah, they were 8-0. So LSU, Georgia Tech, Kentucky, Mississippi State, Tennessee, Florida, Vanderbilt, Auburn, Missouri, Kent State, South Carolina, who they beat the damn brakes off of, and then South Carolina beat the shit out of other people that we didn't think they should have. Samford and Oregon, and then TCU, and this is what's crazy to me. Colorado, Tarleton, SMU, Oklahoma, Kansas. They got those wins. Oklahoma, they beat the shit out of Oklahoma. Kansas was close. Oklahoma State was close. Kansas State was close. And that right there, those are all 4 ranked teams. And they played Texas. They beat Texas. That's a ranked team. So they played 5. And the 6th ranked team they lost. They played Iowa, Baylor, Texas Tech, West Virginia. Now, I'm not going to say they didn't have a good run, but it's just not the same kind of talent. I really don't think Oklahoma State should be ranked 8. I don't think Kansas should be 19. I don't think if Oklahoma is getting beat by TCU 55-24, they shouldn't be ranked 18th. So Kansas State, that's what I'm saying. It didn't make any sense really that they lost that game in overtime, 28-31 to Kansas State. TCU did. So once they got there, it just didn't seem like they had anything else. I know they beat Michigan. I apologize. I know they beat Michigan. I'm kind of just throwing that out the window there. Did they beat? Yeah, they beat Michigan. That's right, 51-45. They beat Michigan, but Michigan, I don't know what the deal is with them. Anyway, by the time they got to Wait, they didn't play Michigan, did they? Yeah, they played Michigan. That's right. And then they played Georgia, and then Georgia beat the damn brakes off of them. It was 51-45. 51-45. Right? Right. Yeah. And they lost. Now Michigan, you want to look at somebody's schedule that was pitiful. Michigan's. That should have been a telltale sign that they weren't going to do anything. But Georgia beat the brakes off of them. We all said what we said. TCU got in. They didn't do shit. Hats off to them. I just think they ran out of juice. I think he just didn't have it. Yeah. moving on to the NFL and the playoffs and the Super Bowl. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I'm thinking Cincinnati Bengals have a pretty good shot to win it all. I know a lot of people are probably on Buffalo. I think the Jaguars are going to be a good team in the playoffs. I think the 49ers are going to give people a run for their money. The Vikings, I don't know. I think the Vikings are a little sus. I don't really know. And the Cowboys and the Buccaneers, those are a couple teams right there that I don't know about either. So, whatever you're thinking, your guess is as good as mine. But we got some games this Saturday. That is coming up here in a few days. And I'll be putting picks out for those over on the Discord, the Twitter, and oh, somebody tried to hack me on Twitter, y'all. Like I'm not even like joking. Like I and I'm not saying that to be like, oh, I said some stuff that I shouldn't have said. No, I made a comment on a post. It was like a political post, and it was like The View, and it was those women on there cackling, going on about like how their candidate they voted for is so great and never lied, and the other guy lied. And I just made like a comment saying, I just think politics are good for a laugh because, like, all it's always one side. Their guy's never lie. He's never lied. He's never done anything wrong. It's always the other side. And then a couple hours later, I see a little thing pop up where it's like, oh, your shit's on the dark web now, being thrown out there everywhere. And it's like, oh, really? That's great. So you might not see me that active on Twitter as much anymore. If my shit's gonna be that easily accessible for people just to steal, I probably won't be as active on there. So probably be over on the TikTok, over on the Instagram, over on the Telegram, and over on the Discord. I mean, I'm still gonna post uh to the Twitter, maybe. I'm probably still gonna post like this. I'll probably post this to the Twitter, but I'm probably not gonna post anymore to Twitter because I'm not worried about like, having any dialogue with anybody about anything. But I'm not for that identity stealing shit just because people don't like what you say. I don't know what's going on with Twitter. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on with Twitter. Something's up. I don't want to say too much because they'll just deplatform you altogether. But something's going on over there, and I'm not. I'm taking a break from it. Anyway, if you want to follow all these picks, you can follow them over on the Discord, over on the Telegram, all that stuff. You can follow me on all these other platforms: Instagram, TikTok, the YouTube channel. That's down. What's right down here, like this, the at Bet on Me podcast 365. What you see right here, wherever my fingers, if they don't, it's over here in this right here, that right there. At Bet on Me podcast underscore, it's underscore 365. That's the YouTube channel. That's where you can get like all of everything, and the TikTok you can get quite a bit there, but Instagram, you're probably going to get a lot more from me there, and you're probably going to get a lot more from me on the YouTube because, like I said, I don't know. I don't know. And then even they say they're going to do away with the TikTok. So, and I don't mean to talk about all this, just to talk about, stuff like that, but it's just, these are the platforms that I use to get my stuff out to you guys, and a lot being said about them and a lot of things happening on them that are sketchy. So, let's just keep an eye on that stuff and make sure that you follow me where you can and you watch where you can. And yeah, I hope everyone has a good couple days. We'll pick back up here this weekend and see what's going on with these football games. And I am super excited to get back into this year and do some podcasting and some sports betting. And everyone out there, have a good night. Don't have anything for you tonight on the podcast. If you want to go check out the Discord and the Instagram and probably the Telegram, be active on there tonight, throwing some stuff out. But in the meantime, hope everybody has a good start to their year. Hope everybody did. And I hope we get back into the flow of things and keep it rolling. All right, guys, let's go get those bets in and let's have a great night.